Hey, good morning, Empowered Soul Network and ENTV today. We're going to get right to it. We're so excited to have one of the top keynote speakers of all time in our booth today, David Meltzer. He served as the CEO to Sports Super Agent Lee Steinberg, who was played by Tom Cruise in the movie Jerry Maguire. He has been a Variety Magazine Sports Humanitarian of the Year, speaks all over the world. David, it's so great to have you here. This book, I've read through this. I'm going to have to read it 5 more times to digest it all. It's just rich chocolate and resonates so much with I know that people in Empowered Soul Network are going to love to hear about. So welcome, David.
Oh, you are too kind. I remember Vita Blue, who's a old pitcher from San
Yes.
Francisco Giants, and I was with him and he looked at me after someone gave him an introduction similar to the one that you gave me. And he said, David, it's amazing. The older we get, the better we were. And I appreciate the platitudes. And the biggest compliment that I can have is that my book somehow resonates with someone like you and Sandra. It's a huge compliment because that book is a book of purpose, and my purpose is to empower others to be happy. And if I could empower you, Paul and Sandra, and your community in any way, I certainly am accelerating towards the divine direction and divine time that is meant for my life.
One of the things that inspires me is when somebody says something, I get those goosebumps, and I feel my goosebumps getting goosebumps. I know I'm on the right track, and the spirituality side of what you share is very much a part of the Empowered Soul effort that we're sharing and bringing that down to earth and making it practical, David. And not only in the business world, but in life in general. I just resonate so much with that. So tell us a little bit more about that. What has been inspiring you lately? You've got this goal of creating global happiness. What's happening with all that?
The size, scope, and scale of the audience has always been motivating to me. That we have moved, and Paul, you and I, not so sure about Sandra, are a little bit older. And so we remember when our influence was limited by an audience that may be a stadium, a theater, or even a small stage at a chamber of commerce or a school. And what always has excited me was, for the first time in the history of the world, Shakespeare was actually right. Because Shakespeare said, I don't know how he knew it, that the whole world was his stage. Maybe it was his understanding of infinite time that he knew by writing Hamlet and Othello and all the amazing energetic works that he had poured out into the universe, that the whole world was his stage and everyone else didn't know it. For me, beyond that inspiration, that I now truly pragmatically had access to the whole world, 7.6 billion people via this social community, the my cloud, as I define it. The Akashic records are coming to a technology near you that I define as my clouds. But more importantly, I learned recently that the size of the actual stage, the people that are on that stage with you, and the community size of all of the aggregate gives you a greater statistical success to access the world. And so, yes, every once in a while, there's an anomaly and you put up a video and millions of people watch that one video, but you haven't empowered and you haven't accessed the true stage, the whole world. And for me to be able, what excites me via everything I do, the size of the stages, the size of the people, and the size of the community is so large that it's given me an actual, I've earned an attempt. I haven't earned the achievement, but I've now earned the attempt in order to effectuate empowering billions of people, which, by the way, like everything else I've tried to do in my life, by not limiting my self-image, people laughed at me, they scoffed at me, and they made fun of me. And it's amazing how many of those same people, again, are applauding me, telling me I knew you could do it. I've always had your back. I said, if having your back is talking shit behind my back, then you've had my back. And I understand that fully. But I recently had the biggest weekend of my life while I had some of the greatest challenges of my life. And so I put on at YouTube Theater an event called The Collab, short for collaboration, with Dane Cook, Rob Riggle, Nick Lowry, Maria Diamond from The Secret, Greg Lutzka, two-time gold medalist in the X. The list went on and on. And I had never done anything like that. And then I flew overnight to go speak at Madison Square Garden with Stephen A. Smith and Martha Stewart, A-Rod, Big Poppy, even David Goggins was there. And while all that was going on, the founder of my charity had emergency brain surgery. My mom had a minor stroke. I had a variety of life happening to me. While all that was going on, and all I could think about is how grateful I am that I'm able to handle it, how protected I am, how promoted I am, and how blessed I am. And I can't imagine the better place and better position I'm going to be in, because I am getting stronger from this experience. And what a blessing it is to be able to share that here today. In the aftermath, the emotional aftertaste is still wet in my mouth in order to share what everyone on earth experiences. Maybe not at the same level yet, but definitely experiences.
Wow. That, even just you sharing, David, about the experience of, I haven't done this before, and all of the people talking, I feel like that is empowering to the audience that's listening here, because there are so many people out there that want to dip their toes in, want to push themselves outside of their comfort zone and feel like they can't. So that to me is just beautiful. I was also inspired by your book about how spiritual you are. When I initially heard of you, I was like, businessman, yes, probably got some mindset going on and all of that, because anyone that does that has to be successful. But how spiritual you were. You talked about the vibrational frequencies of all of life and the theta healing that you experienced. Would you mind elaborating on that a little bit for the audience?
Of course. And to set the stage, by the way, I was the most resistant person to spirituality, meditation, all the things that I believe in and tout today, frequency and vibration. And in order to get me to where I am today in my own mindset, heart set, and hand set, understanding quantum healing, theta energy, I trace calligraphies in mind, body, and soul transmission with Master and Dr. Shaw. I sit on the Transformational Leadership Council with some of the greatest thought leaders in the world, work with everyone from Sadhguru to Guru Dev to Deepak Chopra, just to name a few. And you're looking at someone 18 years ago who met a woman and she had to trick me into spirituality. My wife and my mom had always told me I was lost and have tried to shepherd me into a higher understanding and awareness beyond the financial success that I had. My identity, I remember telling my mom when I lost everything over $100 million and lost her house, which ironically was the only reason I wanted to be rich, was to buy my mom a house. She raised 5 boys and 1 girl, not 3 girls and 1 boy like me, or maybe 4 girls and 1 boy like you, Paul, but 5 boys and 1 girl. I told my mom that day, why am I being punished? I have done everything I could to do my best. Why? And I said to her, God, I don't believe in God. There couldn't be a God if this is how I'm being treated and punished. My mom, who had moved out of her house, who didn't have the financial capability and capabilities that I had to make it back, all she said to me was, oh, sweet son, you believe in God. You just believe in the wrong God. And that spirituality is combined with my wisdom. I've always been more interested than interesting since I was 18 years old. I seek wisdom to shorten the distance of resistance in my life. But until I comboed it with faith and spirituality, that simply there's something bigger than me, an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source, an infinite, unified, abundant system of thought that is protecting me, promoting me, and loving me. So when I try something that I've never tried before, I know it's not bigger than me. I know that there's nothing bigger than me because I am protected and promoted by the omniscient and all powerful. And that faith combined with the wisdom that I seek through gratitude to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything, and forgiveness for what I don't know and I won't know. My favorite quote, by the way, that is aligned with my belief system is, you're either humble or you're about to be. And I think that for me reminds me, recollects me, remembers me with my spirituality, my source. And I don't mind if you define it in a religion or a dogmatic principle, a theory, whatever it may be, as long as you understand whatever you put a label on, whether it be your shampoo or your God, it doesn't bother me at all, as long as it's something bigger than you that loves you more than your mom.
Hmm.
David, I mean, just am touched by your authenticity, and your willingness to share open-hearted, because I've been always challenged to be that, to rise up to that connection to source. That's the motivation that I have right now in building a business and sharing with Sandra, is how is that helping me be more, be better. And I really appreciate the way you've shared in the book and today that the spirituality is beyond just the dogma of what you say or define it as. And what I've noticed in you is through reading your fact sheets and bios and all those kinds of things, is that your spirituality comes from the way you've lived. It comes from how you have helped others. And that was one of the big takeaways from the book, is ask for help and also be willing to give help. And I think that resonates with everybody here. I know Empowered Soul Network, there's a lot of people are service providers and they're wanting to get out there more and so on. So can you speak to that a little bit, of finding the lessons and the power inside of those daily experiences and making that work for you rather than against you?
It's interesting because I had to understand time in order to do that. Because the reconciliation of time confused me, and I think it confused many others, between infinite time and man-made constructive time. And so I've used, as you know, Paul, and I think it resonates with you, a very pragmatic approach to a bigger thought. And for me, time was a dependent variable, pragmatically. It was something that everyone on Earth related to. The time that a particle of light left the sun and hit the earth created these 24 hours. And if I could put things into the context of, hey, what do I do with the 24 hours that I'm guaranteed every day, except for the last day of my life? I'm going to be cheated seconds, minutes, or hours. But my perspective was, one, put a framework of blessing, gratitude around 24 hours by giving a pragmatic perspective of, hey, man, you're guaranteed 24 hours every single day of your life, except for the last day. And the last day you'll be cheated seconds, minutes, or hours. So let's put into context what that means. What it means is, know what you want just today. Just today. Know what you want, who you can help and who can help you, and how best can I get that done in the divine direction, in divine time, towards what I think, in humility, radical humility, what I think I want, according to the circumstances, though, of today. Not a false facade of circumstances of the past, not a false facade of circumstances of the future, but according to the interest rates today, the weather today, the flat tires today, the mom's illness today. What do I want? What's important to me personally, experientially, giving and receiving? Who can I help and who can help me? Which is the fastest way to get what I want, is to ask for help from other people that already are there and give me directions, and help other people get what they want. And then figure out, according to time, my negotiables and my non-negotiables each and every day, by deriving the meaning of the past in alignment with my divine direction and divine time of an infinite future, and putting things into the context of time gives people ease because they have a quantitative measurement in which to facilitate progress and confirm that good behavior is yours and bad behavior is yours, meaning that good behavior is aligned with what I want. And my good behavior may not be your good behavior, but good behavior provides good progress. Bad behavior interferes with it. And so for me, instead of living in this world where I'm guessing, a world where time, emotion, and value changes instantly upon agreement and decisions. And too many people are relying on agreement. And I will tell you that if I was running for president, and I can't handle that job, so I won't do it at this time. But if I was, my campaign would be, we will not agree, we will appreciate. We are individuals. I do not want to agree with either of you. I want to appreciate where you are and what you want and how you think. I want to add value to it, because I know I don't know what I don't know, and I know you don't know what you don't know, and I know the future changes immediately, time, emotion, and value. And therefore, if my perspective is appreciation, to find the light, the love, and the lesson in you, in your opinion, in your thoughts, then we all will elevate an awareness, a collective consciousness, because one particle of light overcomes a million particles of darkness. And when we try to agree, we're saying we're the same. And as far as I know, statistically, you're 1 in a trillion to get here, and you're 1 in 8 billion when you're here. And I would be wasting my time to agree with everything you say. I will not be wasting my time to appreciate everything you say. And I will not benefit from agreeing with you. I will benefit from appreciating you. Appreciation at its core, the word means to add value. This is an infinite world of value. It is a world of more than enough of everything. It is not a zero-sum game of transaction and negotiation, even though I am well-trained in transactions and negotiation. What it is that people need to learn that it's not just to give more to receive more. It's more than that. If you give more and you receive less, because you're not aware of all you're given, because you don't use gratitude and forgiveness in order to facilitate an awareness of all that we're given. And even worse, if you're not worthy of receiving it, and then you don't have faith in the world of more than enough, you may follow the principles and dogmas of all religion and feel as if there's more than enough because you've been told so by some religious text, but you don't have faith there is, then you're going to live in a zero-sum game where you're constantly giving more, receiving less, and wondering why you end up at zero. I'll tell you what you need to do. You give more, elevate your awareness to all you're given, so you're given more, feel worthy of receiving it, so you receive more, and then have all the faith that there's more than enough of everything for everyone, so that you ask for more than more, so then you can give more than more, be given more than more, receive more than more, and ask for more than more than more. You know where I'm going to end up at 80? That's right, with more than enough of everything for everyone. I'm not going to live in that zero-sum game. I don't live in scarcity. I don't live in fear. I identify my reaction to fear, shorten the distance of resistance through wisdom and faith by knowing time. I actually can feel less guilty every day by analyzing how much time am I feeling guilty. Resentful, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry. It's so instant and obvious. I really don't even care anymore what I'm afraid of. I just want to shorten the distance of when I react to the fear, because that's what's going to get me to where I want to be or better. And that's what's going to help me help others get to where they want to be or better.
Wow. David, wow.
Wow.
Right? That I have to say the word connected in your book stands out to me. The title, right? Connection is what I feel you're talking about now, or at least that's how I'm processing it, is the connection to myself, the connection to what do I want in the world, the connection to that higher source. I'm curious, this is going to be worded very strangely, but it's what's coming to me. So just, I guess, hopefully you can roll with it. At the end of your life, wherever that is, and how 120 years old, whatever that is for you, right? What is a piece of advice that you would give the David of today?
It would be the same advice that I would give the David at 16, 26, 36, 46, and 56. And I'm on that journey. And whether it's this lifetime or past lives or future lives, it's probably the same advice I'll give to that, David, as well, depending on whether you believe in the multiverse of Meltzer or whoever else, the Kellogg multiverse. It doesn't matter. It's simple. Ask for help. It is a difficult skill set. It is at its core the most humble thing in the universe. It's the most significant advice to ask for help. It is a illustration and confirmation of faith, and it is the source of wisdom. And I wish I could continually remind, remember, and recollect myself and others to ask for help. My mission, I know, is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy, but I know how to get there. It's to create a community of people that want to help each other and know people that can help each other. Creating the exponentiality, aggregation, and acceleration that physics, science proves that we, by committing to consistent behavior and being persistent without quit, by allowing our purpose to always be greater than our pain, will then aggregate and accelerate and compound exponentiality the outcomes that we desire or better. And via that humility of asking for help, we can get there faster and in a better way. And these type of conversations are why I do what I do. I do, before I run out of time, too. I know we have time for another question, but I want to make sure that your community, I know you have large Facebook groups and a very big community that's aligned with my frequency and vibration, but I will be happy to send my book to everyone to sign it. I will pay for shipping. I will pay for the book. I am not, $10 to ship a $6 book is not my game. I want to empower people. And I think Paul and Sandra will tell you that I have a nice framework and template to change your life. And you make it your own, put your ideas into it, but there are just these key elements that you can make your own and fill your life with passion, purpose, and profitability.
Wow.
Folks, Empowered Soul Network and ENTV today. That's an amazing offer. I can't tell you, you got to get this book. It's an amazing, beautiful book. You will find some life-changing keys in there. So, and not to mention your speaking, David.
Put my email in there, David at dmeltzer.com, so people can just email me. I do answer all my emails myself.
Okay.
So David at dmeltzer.com. Sorry for interrupting, Paul.
No, that's okay. No, I was going to ask you how we can get in touch with you. So we'll make sure we put that in the comments, and also davemeltzer.com. If you want to go check out the David's website, find out where he's speaking. I know I'm going to watch for that. I may see you in Dallas in a few weeks. I'm looking at that.
Please
we'll see what happens, David.
We have VIP dinners where we bring in speakers like yourself. So make sure you reach out to my team. We'd love to put your ideas in front of our community and give you the elevation, not just at the dinner or at my speaking engagement, but more importantly afterwards with post-production content to give it the perpetuation and the true frequency and reach and spectrum that your ideas and Sandra's ideas deserve.
Wow.
Beautiful. David, thank you so much for spending the time with us. We could have talked for hours. This was amazing.
Just to start, we will talk for hours.
We will. Thank you. There you go.
So much,
David. Soul Networking and TV today. David Meltzer, connect. Get that book. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Have a great
David.
one.
Appreciate you.
Bye, David.
Bless you both. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you, team.